Welcome back to this channel once again, and in this session I would be covering interview question and answers related with AS400. So this session would contain 20 questions and answers. So it's a part 7 video. I already uploaded uh, 6 videos on interview questions. So let's start with the first question without wasting even a single minute. The first question is, what is the advantage of ILE over RPG? So let me tell you that in RPG we have one step compilation process where we will be getting the program object only, because the module gets created in Qtum, and once the program gets created its module gets deleted, so we cannot reuse that module object anywhere in our system. But in ILE it's a two-step process. Compilation process means we first create the module and then we go for program or service program or whatever. So in this way, in ILE we can reuse the module object anywhere in our system. Now the second advantage is recursive call is supported in ILE, but that was not supported in RPG. We have extended factor 2 field in the ILE. We have free format allowed in ILE. We have more built-in functions available in ILE. We have the concept of activation group in ILE, and as you know, ILE is following the extended program model, and the RPG was earlier following the original program model. So these are the main advantage of ILE over the RPG. Difference between job queue and print queue. So job queue holds the jobs, basically the list of jobs which are to be processed, or you can say compiled, and print queue holds the spool files to be printed, the printed output data to be printed. So that's the difference between job queue and print queue. Can a file be journaled without using it under control commitment? Yes, a file can be journaled without using it under commitment control. Can a file be used under commitment control without being journaled? No. So the first important thing is journaling. Once the file gets journaled, then only we can apply the commitment control on that file. So without journaling, we cannot apply the commitment control. So answer would be no. Next question is, how would you print only last 10 pages of a report? So we have a command change spla, change spool file attributes, where we have the option parameter range, where we can specify the last 10 pages to be printed. What is the purpose of DSP command? So display library list. It displays as the library list which is set in the current session. So if we are looking for any object, we would be able to search for that object in the library list we have in our session. What are the different queues available in the OS 400? So we have job queue, which con which is which contains the list of jobs to be processed or compiled. Then the message queue, uh, which stores various messages to be sent to the programs, procedures, or the workstations or users. Then output queue. Output queue is a queue where all spool files are waiting to get printed, and the data queue. Data queue is a temporary storage where we can store the data and we are able to send or retrieve data from the data queue. But there's a point there that there is a waiting time to retrieve any data. So once that waiting time gets completed or ended, then we won't be able to retrieve the data after that. So that data gets lost in this case. So we will be basically sending the data using the send data queue API and receiving the data using queue receive data queue API. We can clear the data queue as well using clear data queue API. A run SQL statement is basically used to execute the SQL statements um, either normally or in CL programs. Even we can use them in RPG as well by making that a string. How would you see the batch job? Work submit job. We have command work submit job through which we can see the batch jobs. What are the attributes of the job? So they are basically job name, user, number. What are types of files? So the types of files are like first thing is database file, which are like pf, lf, reference file. Then the device files we have display file, printer file, then DDM files, which are remote files which are stored at the remote location, and last but not the least, save files, which are used to save the backup and restore that big backup a later time on a later time. So next question is, what are 4 levels of entries in PF? So let me tell you, the first one is file level, the second one is record level. File level is optional, like for example we use unique, we use ref, we use FIFO, LIFO, FCFO, whatever, etc., which is at the file level. Record level is basically the record format name we have, and then the field level. So it would be containing the field name, type and length, and then at last the key level entries, which stores the information of key field, where we provide the key field information. What is the purpose of star map and star node check in the copy file command? So if we are copying one file to the other file and the record format of those files are different, and we want to copy that file, say pf1 to the pf2, and having record format rpf1 rpf2, then we need to specify star no check so that the format would not be checked, and we would be specifying star map, so it would map the first file from file fields to the two file fields and copy all those records with those fields by mapping those fields, and then leave the other fields which are not in the from file as blank or zero, whatever. If that is a null field, null capable field, then it would leave it as null value there, and it will copy all the other records uh, to the mapping fields. How you list all LF of PF. You have a command dspdbr for this. What are 6 levels of entries in LF? So just as in case of PF, we have 4 level of entries. We have 6 level of entries in LF. That is, the first one is the file level, and then the record level, the same way as in PF. Then we can have the join logical file as well. So we have join level entries, then field level, then key level, the same way as PF. And we have also one more entry there, that is select omit. So we have 6 level of entries in the LF. Does a logical file contain the data? Answer would be no. Logical file does not contain data. It's access path only. So it's access path to access the data in the PF. It doesn't contain any data. What are the major differences between PF and LF? So PF contains actual data and LF does not occupy any memory, any storage. So it's just an access path. And PF is only a single record format, having a single record format, but LF can have multiple record formats. Now PF can exist without LF means if I am creating a PF, there is no need to create an LF for that. We can create PF separately and it can exist without LF. But if we are creating LF, then the PF must have to exist for that. So LF is based on a PF. So it cannot exist without a PF. So if you delete PF, then LF would be deleted the same way. So LF can't exist without PF, so LF would be deleted. But if you are deleting the LF, then no need to delete the PF. So the command for creating a PF is create PF, and command for creating LF is create LF. What keyword is used to reference the same field in another file? Ref and refFLD keywords are used for this purpose. What is field reference file? So field reference file is basically a PF but having no data, but it only contains the structure of fields, and those structure can be referred from other PFs in the system. So that's basically called a reference file of the system, or the uh, system dictionary, or the data dictionary file, you can say. So is PGM and PGM keyword mandatory in CL program? Answer is no. So it is not mandatory to put PGM and NPGM command in CL program. You can compile your program without PGM and NPGM, and that's all. So I think I have covered all these 20 questions. So that's all in this video. Thank you and have a nice time.